Now this planet, this is more my speed. We could hike here for a while.
If you were a victim of the recent, please remain calm. UC Security has everything under...
Attention, the spaceport has been secured. Safe remain in place. Please before exiting your homes. That is all.
Can I help you with something, my friend?
Been an incident, please continue going about your business.
He's quite...
Checking everyone's vitals. No, really.
Constellation has suffered losses before, although none quite so violently.
If I may, I know our encounter with the Hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Do you remember? Because he's stopping us, implying that we were getting closer to it. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilas's speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. Look, I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all. Why not talk to him?
There's no gathering more, and a visit to the Sanctum might actually be quite enlightening.
No, it's not much to think about this, right? I'll meet you over there.
I've been lost in thought for a bit.
When you have a moment, I'd like to... I have an important personal decision to make, but I need to discuss with you first. Thank you. So, but... Before to call, I was Coritri, part of the United Colony's name. When the call out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship. Well, the position didn't last long. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiodum. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. not well, including my own. No, this is important. I need to tell you this. The ship was bear-attacked. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have for the crew to abandon ship, but I was so angry. I needed to fight. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, it doesn't make what I'm about to tell you any easier. We fought for hours, but the damn fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut. Last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly to the planet's surface. There was nothing I could do. Thank you. But can't reverse what I've done. I was caught up in the moment, an inexperienced captain making rash decisions that cost people. By telling that to their loved ones. When the dust settled, the United Nations gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial. Bad luck. That sounds familiar. Remember, said no one but me would have put her to keep the navigator core going. Well, this time, pushing too hard cost us. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us. After everything you've heard, all my stories, you still have faith. No one's ever cared about me this much. No. You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about us, about our relationship, how we've clearly become close. Practiced what I was going to say. The moment was right, and now that it's here, my mind's blank. Look, of the best. Someone who can give them you entirely. But right now, I've too much baggage. Too much on my mind. You'll forgive me for pushing you away. I just need time. Feel free to drop some stuff into. If you have any gear.
I will be monitoring everyone's vitals for
Something to report?
I keep coming back here. I really like it.
Keeper Aquilus, have a moment?
Ah, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds? Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other even as our universe becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about ye, well, does it mean anything else? Something spirit?
Perhaps you should talk about it.
Have you ever heard one of sermons? They're really good.
Now that we have a little privacy, why tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
Nothing ever seen. Gravitational distortion, submonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuation.
For that. So, things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe and rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's. There's no way knowing who we will become, and the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here. I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. An old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the being of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more. Story. The pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlight and the enigmatic cult of the Varun, and he gave them each a part of the truth. Then goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code? A way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave. Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment have versions of this story. The enlightened work out of the well here is helping the poorest citizens find a better life for them. The rune worshippers are more enigmatic, but their own zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships visited her a couple of times. Hopefully, she'll be willing to talk to you as...
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind a few more questions.
Things for you.
Please, if you experience any issues in your deal, welcome to UC Distribution. I hope we have what you need. Back to it then.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done in the well. A lot of people in need. If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, you're not? Sorry. Can I help you? If it's about the financial... Oh, you're not?
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing. A man walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that. Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitant being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again. Besides what the Keeper would say about it, sounds like a gathering point, or a center. Or in mathematics, it would mean one, like the one, the first or the beginning. Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate.
You ask me, happy to make a deal. You need something else, I'll be here.
Zara, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate.
Every hero needs
But I appreciate it just the same.
I can be that.
Not a problem. In the meantime, maybe you could tell him to take it down a notch.
Can do. Thanks again, Sergeant.
How's the investigation going?
type. A freewheeling space ace. Whole space?
A visitor? I have all the company I need. He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
Perhaps you should hear us out before you decide to cast judgment.
The Great Serpent was in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Anything you could tell us would be tremendously helpful.
Yes, I have spoken to your keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all. Then we are done. Leave me.
Need me to help out anywhere?
Contrary to what you might have heard, UC security personnel are good people. And Sergeant Yumi just happens to be an old friend.
Aren't you the one I saw running next?
Oh, you're back. What did you learn? Was there something hidden in their stories, like we thought? Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn? If there really is a they wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else? Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel. Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum, at 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it? Ah, but what makes something that holy? Gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified? And so you think this word unity describes a similar miracle? Processes of the universe are all in accordance with some greater intent.
With all due respect, gravity is no miracle. There are solid scientific foundations for it to exist.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
This is Mathis. Mathis Castillo. Remember me? I swore to you that I'd hunt you down for some payback. And it's time for... Last time we spoke on the key, I told you there'd be hell to pay. You got me kicked out of the Crimson Fleet, and now it's time for me to take everything from you! Kill him! Leave no... Get a lock and blast him!
I never visiting worlds like this.